hit the road, play the Yankees in New York and the Astros in Houston. So boy, you're at a point in this season where every one of these games has added importance, and you can look at the schedule and know where you're going on your next road trip. But this is what matters here, front and center tonight. The Rays against Texas, and here's Mike Napoli, the DH, leading off. Inside, ball one.
You know, coming out of the All-Star break, the Rays' first 12 games were against teams that are below 500, and they went out on the West Coast. Those are always tough trips. They took care of business, 4-2, and now you've got this homestand. Same thing, vulnerable teams. And this is a Ranger team that has come off a 4-game sweep at the hands of the Baltimore Orioles. They've lost 5 in a row. And then, of course, Baltimore comes in after that, so take advantage.
2-0 pitch, foul back. Cobb made 10 pitches in the first, missed on the first one, then 9 straight strikes. He's 2-1 here on Napoli. The Rangers have lost 5 in a row, and lack of offense has been part of that. In fact, Andrews, who hit the home run, came in 2 of his last 27 and jumped on the first pitch he saw and hit it out. The only run so far in this game.
They've been, during the course of the losing streak, right before that, they had won 5 out of 6 and were averaging almost 5 runs a game, and now 2.8 runs a game. And you know, the majority of those losses, 4 of the 5 were in Baltimore, and they got handled pretty well. It's been a struggle too, because this Ranger team had expectations coming in.
And a cut and a miss takes care of Napoli. Second strikeout for Cobb.
I love the reaction of Alex Cobb after he swings and misses at this pitch. It's the split change. He doesn't have the same finish. He gets him on the change of speed. That ball stays pretty true. And Alex Cobb, watch his reaction. Like, yeah, I got that, but I got away with that pitch. He's not happy that the finish wasn't there, but the change of speed and the arm speed is what fooled Napoli.
Well, those hitters talking about all that in the dugout right now.
Information gathering and then sharing. What's it look like? What kind of life? Anything that you can pick up. I mean, it's constantly going back and forth.
Rougned Odor, the hitter, pitches inside just a bit. Odor at 215 with 17 home runs, and he's 4 for his last 30. One. A hot shot liner into right, and there is Peterson. Boy, I'll tell you, that ball hit hard, and Peterson battled it, made the catch.
Think about the Rays defensively here in the early going. Line drive, 2 line drives up the middle that were hit on the nose and caught, and Odor gets into this one. That ball, look at the sinking action at the end. That's where the battle came in. You get enough of that sinking action, and Peterson goes down there with 2 hands basket catch.
Had it all the way.
It was a good thing.
Breaking ball, LaCroix takes it for a ball. Yeah, I'll tell you, they've hit 3, or well, if you include the home run, 4 balls squarely. That'll be a strike. 1-1. LaCroix's 5 of his last 31. balls and a strike. We talked about in the open briefly Cobb pitching so well at home, Darvish pitching so well on the road. And Cobb, after the All-Star game in his career, the second half, he's always been very tough.
The stretch run, you know, this is when baseball becomes the most fun. There's no doubt about it. There's nothing like, you know, football's getting ready to start up, so you know, that fall feeling's coming, and you're starting to position yourself for the playoff races, and it's just, you're excited to come to the ballpark every day.
Yeah, and if you're in the race, in this case, every pitch means something, and that's just the way Cobb likes it. He's a guy who holds himself accountable. He's not going to run and hide. He's not going to make excuses. He holds himself accountable. A 2-2 count on Lucroy. Ground ball right side. Beckham comes up with it. So it's a 1-2-3 second inning. To an inning and a half. 1-0 Texas. Of the second inning Sunday when the Rays take on the Rangers. It's Christmas in July at Tropicana Field. All kids 14 and under receive a Chris Archer emoji pillow presented by Moffitt Cancer Center as a gift. Visit RaysBaseball.com today. Here's Brad Miller leading off. Missing the first one, strike one. Quickly down in the count, 0-2. He has had a difficult time against Darvish, nothing of 11. And Darvish has gone right to work against him here in the second inning. Tim Beckham will be next, and then Shane Peterson. And a cut and a miss. And that's strikeout number 3 for Darvish.
Some of these pitches, you feel like he's throwing the invisible. I mean, he's coming at you with the fastball and is not afraid to this one right out over the plate, and it just jumps over the bat. We've seen that a number of times here tonight from these Rays hitters, that fastball getting over the swing, and see what kind of adjustment they make second time through. But Darvish showing sharp stuff here in the early going.
Now Tim Beckham, 11 home runs to start play tonight. He's hitting .268. Breaks the bat and rolls it to the left side. Beltre with a quick throw to first, and that's quite a play right there. And he got Beckham by plenty. ranging far to his left, and made that throw. Look at the angle when he made the throw.
And he went down on purpose. That's the thing. The way that he attacked that baseball, that ball got so far in on Beckham that you thought that's going to be an infield hit because no one's going to be able to get to it. But boy, he attacked the baseball and made that play.
5 Gold Gloves.
Yeah, well, all on display on plays like that. You understand why.
Here's Shane Peterson. It's a strike. So Peterson playing right field. Steven Souza Jr. not in the lineup after that hip injury in the last game of the road trip. Now it's 0-2 on Peterson. Rays have been very encouraged by Souza Jr. and that hip. Kevin Cash decided to give him another day on the cautious side.
Well, you're going to need him down the stretch, and he is having a career year.
Everything from x-rays to MRIs were good, so those are all great signs, but why push it and put yourself in a position where you might sustain further damage? Right now they feel pretty good about it. It's going to be very short term, his absence from the lineup. Two strikes here to Peterson as he fouls that one back. Peterson is out on strikes. And 1, 2, 3. Go the Rays. The Beltre play on the ball hit by Beckham, and it's 1-0 Texas at the end of 2. Texas on the home run by Elvis Andrus in the first with a 1-0 lead. And Alex Cobb goes back to the mound. And we're happy to have Ken Rosenthal join us in the booth. Ken, good to see you. I'll tell you, both leagues have some interesting races, and you'll be right in the middle of that, covering it right down the stretch.
Absolutely, Dwayne, but right now I'm a little preoccupied with what's going on trade-wise.
Yes.
Yep. And we've got, what, 10 days to go, and we've already had a good amount of activity, so I expect it only to increase.
Let me ask you this, and Dwayne and I, we've talked about this here in the last couple of weeks. But is it us or me, or does it seem like the it used to be you go right down to the trade deadline before you get something done, but things are happening sooner and sooner, year after year. Guys trying to jump in a little earlier than what we normally see.
Brian, it's not you. That is a perception that has been echoed by some GMs as well, and talking to them this week. And in the past, we've sometimes seen one trade early. If you go back, there was a July 4th trade with Samardzija and Hamill going to Oakland. That was 1 year. CC Sabathia went early July many years ago. But to see this many significant deals this early, that is unusual. It's surprising. And I'm sort of wondering where it leads, because you could say, well, it'll slow down or it'll just have lesser trades now, but I don't ever anticipate lesser activity. There always seems to be greater activity, and that's just the nature of the sport and the creativity of the GMs today.
Well, and what really makes this puzzling on top of that, because the talk was, well, there are so many teams, especially in the American League, that are still in it. Who are the sellers going to be? I mean, have those teams been identified now, and you start to get a feel like Toronto Blue Jays, the Texas Rangers? Are these teams primed to sell, or does it really, the next week and a half going to go a long way towards letting us know?
The Rangers are one of the more fascinating teams right now. They look like sellers. They've played horribly out of the break. They've played mediocre baseball all season pretty much. But look at the Cubs. Going into the All-Star break, a lot of us were saying, when are they going to wake up? And suddenly they have woken up. So the Rangers are certainly capable of doing the same. And even if they sell the question of Darvish, I don't know that they do that. They want to re-sign Darvish. And Brian, you know this. If you trade a player in his free agent year, guess what? Most of the time, he's not coming back. So there's a sticky situation there. But other teams, yes, Toronto is an obvious seller. But what's happened to them? Marco Estrada, free agent, having a bad year. Francis Liriano, a guy also struggling. So they don't have the pieces performing that they need to perform. They might not get what they want for who they have.
Yep. Carlos Gomez here down 1-2. We just had the wild card race up there on the screen, and there are a lot of teams in positions to make moves, and some of them haven't been there for a while. Some of them have. So, you expect that. It's going to be interesting, and I think your comments on Darvish, there's obviously a lot of interest. We saw reports today. Oh, there's a fair ball that hits the third base umpire and ricochets out to Echeverria, and Gomez is aboard with that base hit. And let's make sure everything's all right down there at third base. Gomez aboard.
Well, it's the split change, and it stays up. And Carlos Gomez all over that right down the line, and the Rangers actually going to lose a base here as that ball comes up. I mean, right into the rib cage. Marvin Hudson, that got him flush. And it keeps Gomez over there at first base.
So Hudson appears to be okay, and it's a base hit for Gomez.
Interesting that Kevin Cash is the manager out there.
Absolutely.
They benefited from Marvin Hudson getting in the way. I wonder what that conversation was all about.
So in your mind, you don't think Darvish is going to go anywhere, maybe?
I don't. I'd be surprised. Now, anything can happen, and I always tell people this time of year, our heads will get spun 3 different ways before July 31st, maybe 6 different ways. So sure, it's possible, but when you break that tie, very often the player sees it as something of a betrayal, for lack of a better term. And Darvish is a little bit of a unique case. Very special relationship with the Rangers. They brought him here. They want to keep him. And there is a question of assimilation if he goes somewhere else. There are all these issues in play, and it just becomes much more complicated when you want to re-sign him. So I don't expect it, but at the same time, if they crater over the next week, who knows? Maybe they take a different view.
2 strikes the count on Joey Gallo. Well, boy, obvious that he would be a major acquisition for someone, either even at the top of the division or trying to catch somebody or in the wild card. Absolutely no question about that. The Rays right here, they they've shown already that they'll go out and add a piece or two, and I would not be surprised to see at least a significant attempt to add a couple pieces to the bullpen.
Dwayne, they're trying, and they're going to add at least one piece to the bullpen. I feel relatively confident saying that. They've been linked. You've seen the names: Justin Wilson and Pat Neshek, Tony Watson. They tried to get Doolittle before he went to the Nationals. They're trying. Now, it's a very interesting bullpen market because there are any number of relievers out there, and there could be even more out there as we get closer. The Angels could put some relievers on the market that aren't necessarily there right now. So for the Rays and for every team looking for bullpen help, the question is, do you act now when the prices might be a little higher? Do you wait to the end hoping for a deal, but realizing that the player you want might not be there?
Yeah.
Are there enough names out there in terms of bullpen that might be a prudent strategy for a team to wait? Are there interchangeable pieces, I guess, is the question.
That's a great question, Dwayne. I actually think the answer is yes, but it's a gamble. And you don't want to get caught, because once the waiver period hits, then it becomes much more difficult to make trades. So I would imagine all the teams are balancing that. There are only a couple of elite relievers out there. Two of them are in the division, Britton and Brock. So I still expect the Rays to do something. I just don't know when and who it will be.
Of all of the rumors that we do hear about, we're talking about your Rays being linked to all these different pitchers. Of all that's out there publicly, how much do we not know about? Like, in your experience and covering this for many, many years, how much is going on behind closed doors that these rumors haven't even hit yet?
Brian, that's a great question, and some of them never hit. And I always feel, as hard as I work at this, that I've got, I don't know, 20% of what's going on, 30%. I don't know what the percentage is, but I doubt it's as high as I would like it to be. So I would imagine there are things discussed that would blow our minds that just don't happen. And that's simply the way the game has evolved.
Do you ever feel like almost a pawn in the negotiations where information is leaked to you to maybe see what else is out there or who may bite or jump? I mean, does that happen too?
Well, I've certainly done this long enough to hopefully guard against that and know when that is happening so it doesn't happen. And with trade talks, I would say that happens less than maybe it does in free agency. In free agency, agents may try to do things, and you've got to be conscious of it. Now, there are times where it's interesting, where the information might benefit me getting it out there. It might be good information.
Right.
It also might benefit the person giving me the information. So it's a tricky balance. It's not always an easy line to walk, but I try not to get played by people. That's kind of important to me.
Don't we all?
Yeah, right. That's how we live our lives.
Gallo out on a changeup for the first out of the inning. Chu the hitter and Gomez the runner at first. Cobb keeping a close eye on him. And ball one to Chu. You know, we talked about the early action in terms of trades, and I actually think, and I don't know, maybe you have an idea as to the reason why teams are willing to do that more than we've seen them in the past few seasons.
Well, let's start with the first trade, the first big one. That was Theo Epstein getting Jose Quintana from the White Sox. Theo Epstein and Jed Hoyer, the guys who run the Cubs. They're aggressive. They're very shrewd. And it did not surprise me after the fact that those guys would jump out. The Nationals made their deal. They needed bullpen help desperately. It was a real issue in their clubhouse.
Beckham Echeverria won out of the shift and back to first. They get the double play. Well, it's going to be fun. Kenny, we'll hear from you tomorrow on FS1 on the coverage of these two clubs.
I'm looking forward to working with this guy.
Always great to be in your company, and you'll find it's great to be in his company as well.
Thanks, Dwayne.
FS1. First, the St. Louis Cardinals meet the Cubs, followed by Adrian Beltre and the Rangers taking on Evan Longoria and the Rays. Major League Baseball Saturday starting at 4 Eastern on FS1. Thanks to Kenny Rosenthal for dropping by and sizing up the trade market right now. Headed to the end of the month. And a trading deadline. First pitch to Echeverria is a strike.
Do you think with his cellular company that he has unlimited data?
Boy, if he doesn't, he better.
I cannot imagine from coast to coast, and this is his time of year.
Beltre down at third handles this. So that is out number one here in the bottom of the third. It's been a while since we've heard from Alex. How are you and what's going on, Alex?
Hey there, Dwayne. Well, we had a chance to speak with Evan Longoria, and the Rays third baseman has high praise for his hot corner counterpart, Adrian Beltre, calling him a warrior. He says that year after year, you think he's going to slow down, but that's never the case, whether it's his stellar defense or his production at the plate. Longoria also says that Beltre has been one of his favorite third basemen to watch over the course of his career, because it's not every day you get to play with the future Hall of Famer, and not to mention that he just plays the game the right way. Dwayne? Yeah,
it's really fun, and you're right on point, Alex. Fun to watch these two third basemen, to have a series that involves Longoria and Beltre. There's quality through and through in both of these players, these third basemen here. And it's hard not to be a fan of both of them.
Without a doubt. I mean, without a doubt. Just the way that they both play the game. They play the game the right way. They've got the respect from around the league, from people in this game, watch this game, enjoyed this game. Adrian Beltre, again, 20th season in the big leagues, and look at all the accolades. And look what he's closing in on, 450 plus in the home runs, 15 away from 3,000 hits. He's going to be in Cooperstown someday.
It's a ball, 2-strike count on Alex Smith. And just the way he plays, his presence out there. And you're known by the respect of your teammates. And wherever he's gone, he's had that.
Yeah.
Immediately. He genuine respect.
Yes. Not fake. He's a guy that people are drawn to him.
Oh, 2 gone now. Bases empty here in the bottom of the third. He's battled through injuries. Did that this year. Missed the first couple months of the season. And it keeps coming back. And an excellent third baseman. Continues to be that. Great agility down there at 38. We've seen that already. Corey Dickerson takes a pitch upstairs. Well, the Rays have only had a couple base runners. Alex Smith reached on an error in the first inning. Morrison walked. And Darvish has been very, very good so far tonight.
Well, he was forced into that mode of, between the error and then all of a sudden the stolen base by Alex Smith. He got into that mode of throwing high leverage pitches with a lot of effort right away, and he has not slowed down from that. He got locked into this game early, and how about that breakout right there? 3-1.
Yeah, he threw 9 pitches in the second inning, all strikes.
Well, the fastball and the slider have been the primary two, and they have been pretty nasty. Good velocity. The slider, a knee buckling type.
A high chop. Darvish waits for it, and the throw is not going to be in time. He knew he was going to have to hurry, tried to rush a little bit, and Dickerson has a base hit.
Yeah, there was a little hesitation as he's going into the glove to get the baseball out of there. Just a little right here. You know what? It wouldn't have mattered. It would not have mattered. Corey Dickerson was going to get there. That ball was just hit too high, and he was already by the bag.
You know, it's amazing when you realize that he's 6-8 and he hasn't won a game since the 12th of June. You think, how's that possible?
How about this? In his last 10 starts,
Longoria lifts a high popper right side.
we'll get to that.
Odor is after that. And so that's going to retire the side. Hang on, we'll have more. We're headed into the fourth. 1-0 Texas.
His
Leading on a first inning home run by Elvis Andrus. At our Toyota inside look, Alex Cobb has turned it around. Used that first half, the first 12 starts to kind of get his feet under him, and since then he's been pretty dominant.
And if you want to break it down simply, the bottom two, whip and home runs allowed. Walks and hits per innings pitched. You see the last 7. Limit base runners, keep the ball in the yard. It's tough to score on you.
Well, only a couple of hits allowed so far through the first 3. One, the home run by Elvis Andrus, who's now 9 of 15 against the Rays this year, and he's after the first pitch again, bouncing it foul. First pitch of the at bat.
Ambush. Got a fastball up and out over. Was able to take advantage. Right now, that is the difference in the ball game.
Side 1-1.
You know, Alex Cobb's a guy that likes to work down in the zone. He will elevate every now and then, and most of the time when he does that, it is close to the hitter. A purpose type pitch. And watch Andrus starting to dive in, and that ball almost catches that left hand or the knob of the bat. Real close.
And then back with a strike call.
Pitching.
Yep.
First pitch breaking ball, fastball up and in, change up down and away. That's why he's so fun to watch.
A tap on the breaking ball, a foul ball. Rays won 2 out of 3 from Texas and Arlington earlier this year. Chopped to third. That's a foul ball. Marvin Hudson down to make the call. Longoria was going to make the play anyway. The count holds at 1-2.
Yeah, a veteran move. You make the play and allow the umpire, in this case Marvin Hudson, to make the call. Don't try to do both.
Right back to the mound, grabbed as Cobb got the glove down there to make the catch. Now that'll make your heart race for just a second or two.
Long walk around the back of the mound. And I'll tell you, how many balls have the Texas Rangers hit on the screws here tonight, and the Rays defensively make a play.
Well, you get that glove down there, and you just wonder about situations like that. You know, being hit by the line drive from Eric Hosmer, and if that, you would think that would just pop right into your head.
That's the third liner that's been hit right back through the middle of the field here in this game. You know, you go back to, let me flip my book over to the right team. That'll be a good start. Beltre shot one up the middle. Chu to start the game off. Then that one right there that Cobb catches. You get tired of seeing that.
Cobb's after this one. He's going to run it in. Nicely done. Nazar is the second out. Cobb got a nice jump on that chopper and said, "It's all mine."
Let me tell you, that is a nice play. Those are the plays that you work on in spring training, where you know, pitcher priority, first baseman, how is that play going to get made? And watch Alex Cobb, you're right, busting it over there. I'll tell you, I haven't seen a pitcher get off the mound better all season long on a ball to the right side. And he takes it himself. Yes, you deserve it.
Had a little fun doing that. Feel good.
Well, look at him. He's going to try to make all three plays here in the third inning, fourth inning. Line drive. Now you got the ground ball.
Yep.
Maybe a soft little pop-up and call it a day.
That's right. Or call it an inning.
Yeah. Well, and he would be waving people off here. This is all me.
Well, here's Adrian Beltre. He'll take it out against this guy any way you can get it. Pitch is down. Beltre, we mentioned before, 15 hits away from 3,000. He has 102 against Rays pitching, 47 of them here at Tropicana Field. And a ground ball. This will be picked up by Beckham on the shortstop side of the bag. He's out 4-3, and it's a 1-2-3 fourth. 1-0 Texas.
Darvish has been as advertised as far as this stuff goes. 3 innings. He's given up just 1 hit, 1 walk to go along with 5 strikeouts, primarily the fastball and the slider, and it's been electric. That velocity getting up 97, 98. Good break on the slider, but I'll tell you what, you watch him in early going here tonight, and then you wonder about these numbers right here and how that's even possible. The last 10 starts, numbers not you Darvish-like, but what about the team record? They've won just 1 time in those 10 starts, and that was the one that he got the win in that June game you were talking about, Dwayne.
Yeah, he beat Houston. The strike, swing and miss by Morrison. You know, and you look at those outings. All right, there were a couple of outings in which he gave up a number of runs. I think 12 of those runs came in 2 outings. But still, 1 and 9.
Yeah. Well, his last 2 against the Angels and the Royals, 7 1/3, 2 earned, 6 2/3, 2 earned. He took the loss in one of them, got a no decision in the other, and the team lost. So he's putting them in position to win. But then you start to talk about the offense of the Rangers going south, and he's picking the wrong nights to pitch.
One the count. It's 2-1. Wilson Ramos will follow, and then Brad Miller, as the Rays try to get something going against Darvish. They had 2 base runners in the first, another in the third on the base hit, chopped by Dickerson. That's a good take by Morrison. It's 3-1.
Not going to force the action. You know, even though he's sitting in a 2-1 count, has shown enough patience in positions like that to not expand his zone and still look for just his pitch.
You know, Darvish, I think we mentioned it, he made 9 pitches, all strikes in the 2nd inning. He made 10 pitches in the 3rd, 9 of those were strikes. So Morrison works it to another full count. See the home run leaders here. Logan Morrison with 26, 4th in the league. Aaron Judge at 30. And the pitch is fouled and the bat broken. When Morrison is the only guy who has worked the count full against Darvish. Longoria had a 2-0 count and 2 3-2 counts by Morrison. That's why that walk was so impressive in the first.
Yeah. Put himself in a position to do the same here. Maybe get something that he can hammer.
And a swing and a miss on the fastball. He's out on strikes.
I'll tell you, the angle at which Yu Darvish is delivering that fastball. How many has he gotten up over the swings of Rays hitters? And it's not like he's elevating right at the top of the zone. That ball's just above the belt. And he just drives it right to the plate. And you just cannot get there.
Well, a half dozen strikeouts, 1 out into the 4th. Ramos fouls this one. He was out on 3 pitches his first time up.
And he got locked up on probably the best slider that Darvish has thrown here tonight. Started it almost in off the plate and broke that thing right to the middle and was able to catch Ramos looking. He does not want to get back to that count once again.
Behind 0-2. Well, we talked about all those trade rumors and Darvish and whether the Rangers would deal him or not. But people paying attention tonight, the Rangers could say, well, look, we want even more. And he strikes out Ramos on 3 pitches.
I think Ramos right there was thinking back on that slider, the 0-2 slider from the previous at bat. And Darvish sticks with the heater. And you can see the swing here, just kind of late and very defensive. Now that pitch was up in the zone and it was 97, and you don't have much of a chance.
Now Brad Miller. Brad out on strikes on a fastball his first time up. And misses one here, strike one.
You know, that's the thing that's been, I think, the most puzzling thing, and also something that's very impressive too. These fastballs are out over the plate. I mean, it's not like, it's not like he's trying anything fancy right there. He has thrown a number of these heaters out over the plate with not great elevation, and the velocity's been great. You see that right there, but he's just challenging this Rays lineup, a very powerful Rays lineup.
One ball, 2 strikes. Darvish 4-0 in 5 prior starts against the Rays. He'd given up 4 earned runs in 33 innings. How about that? Has been dominant here tonight. It's 2 balls, 2 strikes. There's a shot. He gets hold of this one, and that baby is out of here. Home run for Brad Miller. Well, he connected with one of those fastballs, and this game is tied. Miller's first career hit in 14 at-bats against Darvish, and it's a home run to tie the game.
That's the first home run that Yu Darvish has given up to the Rays in those 5, now 6 starts. But look at the location. Down and into a lefty. Dangerous spot to go. And Brad Miller, boy, down and through that. He doesn't even finish his swing the whole way. Didn't need to. Power was supplied by Darvish. Brad Miller hits the ball as hard as anybody when he connects solidly. Did right there. And we're all tied up.
The pitch to Tim Beckham, and that's a strike. A big blast by Brad Miller. So 2 solo home runs tonight. This game is a 1-1 tie in the bottom of the 4th. The chop headed to second. Odor gloves and throws to retire Beckham and the Rays, who get a run on the home run by Brad Miller. A 2-2 fastball, and he hits it out to center field. And at the end of 4, Texas won, the Rays won. fifth inning. All tied. Hey, the cat's out of the bag. So come on out to the Trop tomorrow and get your very own onesie. The first 15,000 fans take home their DJ Kitty onesie presented by Suncoast Credit Union. Visit RaysBaseball.com today. And that is a good look. Not only is the cat out of the bag, but so is our Chris Garcia.
Gomez.
Look at this, huh?
Look at him.
Look out. That first pitch. Napoli hits the deck. Here, let's take a look at this modeling job right here.
That's a good look. Yeah, we knew it was going to be a great giveaway.
We'll see those on the street as well as at the ballpark.
I'll be sleeping in it tonight. Mark it down.
Looks
Looking good, my man.
One and one.
Yeah, those are. Here's the thing. Get here early because you don't want to be fan 15,001.
That's right. That's right. Because if you have to go to the secondary market for those, you're going to pay a pretty price.
I know where you can get one. It'll be lightly used.
Slept in only once.
Yes, but we'll be asking a fortune.
A ball, 2 strike count now to Napoli. Swing and a miss. That takes care of Napoli. He's out on strikes for the second time. One away in the 5th.
Well, we've seen a number of these from Alex Cobb here tonight. That one has the finish, and you throw that one with confidence because he threw it right out over the heart of the plate. And so feeling more and more comfortable with that pitch, and we're seeing it tonight earlier than we have, the last little run that he's been on.
All 4 of his strikeouts have been on that.
Yeah.
The year, and we've chronicled it. We've all watched and seen that pitch slow to develop this year. And he's thrown more curveballs than that split. But tonight, that's been the strikeout pitch. Want to know the count to Odor. One.
Oh, another
that
good
would
one right there. Yeah. It doesn't have to be huge finish, just subtle, and maybe work into a little bit bigger, of a dip at the very end. But right now he's doing a great job of selling it because of the arm action. He's got a quick arm out in front, and ultimately that's what the hitters are swinging at.
Odor having a difficult time with that splitter. Now it's 1-2.
Backed it up with another really good one, and you're facing a lineup, and we've talked about how they've been struggling here recently. So it's an aggressive lineup already. They've been struggling, and they're going to want to come out swinging here tonight. So he's taking advantage of that with the off speed.
Odor right now is 4 for his last 31.
Not too good.
Takes this one down.
Have you trademarked that phrase with the voice inflection? Because if you did, I obviously owe you for that.
Well,
infringement.
Yeah, but I'll give you a pass.
A couple freebies.
Yeah. Two balls, 2 strikes here on Odor. And this one chopped to the right side. Unassisted Morrison takes care of that. 2 up and 2 down here in the 5th. 7 in a row retired by Cobb. Gomez had the leadoff single in the 3rd inning and eventually was erased on a double play ball. The other hit, the home run by Elvis Andrus back in the 1st. Jonathan Lucroy. breaking ball to start this sequence. Cobb's so fun to watch because in this day and age he's so different. He's not throwing 95, 97. No. He's pitching.
Yep. This is throwback type stuff.
Ground ball shortstop. Echeverria throws a strike to first. 3 up, 3 down. On to the bottom of the 5th. It's a 1-1 game. Baseball break brought to you by T-Mobile. It's been a good month of July for Dustin Pedroia. The Red Sox are on the West Coast to take on the Angels, and Pedroia's hit .384, only to be outdone by that third baseman over in Colorado, Nolan Arenado. 400 for the month and 19 runs batted in already for the month.
Ridiculous what he's doing offensively. Have you seen some of the defensive highlights? Did you see the play? It was a ball in the hole between short and third. He dives, knocks it down, is able to reach out, grab it barehanded, and roll over and threw the guy out on his back. One of the most incredible plays you'll see a guy make when you see the throwing position that he was in when he let that ball go to first base. So he's another one of those third basemen, talking about Beltre and Longoria, that you double threat, man. They're a great defender, and boy, they can hurt you with the stick.
2 strikes the count to Shane Peterson leading off. Peterson out on strikes his first time against Darvish. And there's a little looper. Out from shortstop, though. Andrus is there to make the catch. Not quite enough on that one to get it out of the reach of the Texas shortstop. 1 gone.
Well, right now, everybody on edge. You've got 2 guys that have settled into a real pitcher's duel here between Cobb and Darvish. So fielders on alert, on the tips of their toes, looking to make plays.
Echeverria up here. He taps it down to third, and Beltre whips that one across the diamond. Second time that Beltre's handled a ball hit by Echeverria. Well, a couple of quick outs. 4 pitches, 2 outs, bases empty. And Malik Smith becomes the hitter, and with him stepping in, Beltre comes in a little at third base. Strike one. And that's at the knees. 0-2.
Backdoor. You know, both of these guys here, Darvish with the slider, Cobb with the curveball, are capable of locating that pitch. Use both sides of the plate with it.
Ooh, he just missed with a fastball. To follow that backdoor slider with that, and it's taken for a ball.
And that's why he's, you know, turned around and took a minute to himself, because he knew that he had Malik Smith lined up for that, and boy, he didn't miss by much.
2-2. Corey Dickerson on deck. Two pitchers on their game tonight. Darvish and Cobb. And a cut to miss. Smith out on strikes. 1-2-3. Go the Rays. On to the sixth inning. A 1-1 tie. Game of the homestand, Texas and the Rays, and Elvis Andrus opened it for the Rangers with a first inning home run off Alex Cobb, who since has settled in, allowing just 2 hits total, no walks, and 4 strikeouts. And his opponent tonight, Yu Darvish, and he has been right on his game, racking up 8 strikeouts through the first 5. The Rays got to him in the 4th inning after Morrison and Ramos had struck out. Miller hits a home run to center field. They're calling it a 437-foot shot. And at the end of 5, the Rays and the Texas Rangers tied a run each, 2 hits apiece. And we go to the 6th with Carlos Gomez leading off for Texas. Gomez had a base hit in the 3rd. Comes out swinging, fouls this one back. He hit the ball down the third base line that hit Marvin Hudson, the third base umpire. Turned out to be a break for the Rays, because later Gomez was doubled up to end the inning. He had to stop at first. 1-1 now. Technically speaking, we have not had a fly ball out. Had some line drives. This pitch is down 2-1. Peterson had to catch that line drive off the bat of Odor in the second inning out there in right field. That was a sinking line drive that was hit very hard. But if you look for that traditional fly ball, we haven't seen any tonight. And 3-1 here to Gomez. Joey Gallo on deck. Line drive, foul down the left field line. He broke his bat. So a full count. MLB.com at bat, your #1 mobile app for live Rays baseball. Stay connected with a fully customizable experience. Get Rays home screen icons and app features, as well as game day, live game video highlights, radio broadcasts, StatCast, news, and more. So download MLB.com at bat today. Another foul ball. We'll see another 3-2. First 3-2 count Cobb has had on a hitter tonight.
Been pounding the zone, and this is the most confidence that we've seen Alex Cobb show in the split changeup, because he has gone to that pitch early and often here in this ball game.
Ground ball to third. Longoria takes care of that, so Gomez is the first out in the 6th inning.
You just keep putting leadoff hitters back into the dugout. That's something that Alex Cobb has been very good at here this season. Leading off an inning, he has really held the opposition down, kept guys off base, and that of course then gives you a great opportunity to get through that inning unscathed.
Joey Gallo. Fouls the pitch. It's a strike. Happy to bring you this game in 4K on DirecTV, number 106. Breaking new ground.
I feel different.
And Cobb, staying with the theme, has 4 strikeouts tonight. He has 4 Ks on this 4K debut, and they've all come on the splitter.
Just a full circle.
This one down, 1-1.
You couldn't wait for that, could you? You could not wait. That was so good.
I'm not sure the splitter will work on the 4K though. You have to be on the up and up there. DirecTV with that, number 106. Splitter works here just fine. We've seen it in good form tonight. And there's a little tap foul to get to strike 2 with that pitch. 1-2.
Joey Gallo, one of those hitters that all or nothing. When you look at that, his numbers across the board, a lot of home runs, a lot of strikeouts, a lot of swings and misses. He really is the prototype. You talk about the new age hitter. He is the far extreme end.
Ooh, very close right there. 2-2. Well, this is exactly what you're talking about here.
I mean, look at that, 71% for extra bases. Swing and miss percentage highest, ground ball lowest. I mean, that's it. Launch angle. Get the ball in the air, swing for the fences.
A little tapper foul. Yeah, 45% of his hits are home runs. And these teams, when you look at the makeup of their games, home runs, strikeouts, walks, they're both leading members of that club. 2-2. Here it is. It did not come back enough, says Mike Estabrook. And so we have another full count.
Good idea. And he did not miss by much. There's the two-seamer. Starts. You can see Gallo giving up on it, and it just stayed off.
And a little comebacker to the mound. Cobb with a high toss. Careful there. And Morrison gloves it. 2 up, 2 down.
By the way, going back to Joey Gallo, and we talked about this a little before the game started. When was the last time outside of an All-Star game that you had a hitter in the month of July with 22 home runs hitting 9th?
I know, that's a great question, and I don't know the answer off the top of my head. It would be hard to fathom,
right?
Any lineup like that.
Unless you just got in the manager's doghouse and he wanted to prove a point. 22 homers.
That's right to chew.
Yeah, and now you know you can. Your mind could go to the Midsummer Classic and say, okay, it's possible there, but that's it.
Yeah. Strike on the corner. Chew. 0-2. And with this, Echeverria goes to the left side. And Longoria, who was alone over there, now goes to the first base side of second. And there's a ground ball headed up the middle, and Echeverria is right there and makes the play. 3 ground ball outs here in the 6th. We go to the home half of the frame. Corey Dickerson will lead it off in this 1-1 game. Sun is brought to you by your Southern Chevy dealer and by Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. Corey Dickerson to lead it off in the home half of the 6th, followed by Evan Longoria and Logan Morrison. So some power bats coming up here against Hugh Darvish in a 1-1 contest. Dickerson 1 of 2 tonight, picking up his 115th hit. He came into this game tied for 2nd in the league in hits. And shoots one to center field. Gomez will go back. He'll look up, and that one is gone. Home run for Corey Dickerson. Rays take the lead on Dickerson's 18th home run of the year. It's 2-1. Rays with long ball tonight to take this 2-1 lead.
Well, Darvish had not given up a home run to a Ray in his career, but you just wondered how many fastballs left out over the plate he was going to be able to get away with. And right there, Corey Dickerson whacked out another one that's down in the zone that he's able to get and create that backspin, that ball off the bat. And you know with Corey Dickerson's power that ball was going to sneak over the wall in center, and that's given the Rays the lead.
How about this? Dickerson had gone 82 plate appearances between home runs and hit that one out to center field. Pitch to Longoria is down. Hit a home run of Dylan Bundy against Baltimore on the 24th of June. In fact, he and Longoria hit back-to-back home runs on that occasion, and here's Longoria hitting here with a count of 1-1. So the Rays with a lead. Two runs, 3 hits for the Rays. 1 run, 2 hits for Texas. Longoria took a good cut and fouled it back on the fastball.
The guys are starting to turn it loose here a little bit.
Yeah, Longoria took a very nice pass at that one and fouled it. And lines it to the second baseman, Odor. Longoria's the first out in the 6th.
That ball hit hard and a nice job on a pitch away. He goes in with the previous, then away, and Evan stays right on it. Problem was it was right at Odor. We've seen a number of line drives hit tonight by both teams, where the defense has been positioned very well and guys have been making plays. That's why you see this game at just 2-1.
Well, here's Logan Morrison. He's seen more pitches tonight from Darvish than anybody else. He went 3-2 and walked in the first, went 3-2, fouled the pitch, and then struck out in the 4th. So 13 pitches seen tonight, and that's a cut and a miss, strike 1.
See that a lot with Logan Morrison. You know, he's got a discerning eye at the plate, and because of his home runs and his power potential, you know, you see pitchers nibble against him early, and if they fall behind, you know, he's not one to expand his zone very much.
It's in there for a strike. It's 0-2.
A good job of staying disciplined, that when the count's in his favor, he looks for a certain pitch in a certain spot, and if he doesn't get it, he lets it go.
And a cut and a miss. So this time the breaking ball gets him, and it's a 3-pitch at bat.
Yeah, he took some off. You know, it's been the fastball slider for the most part, but all of a sudden here he comes with the curveball. See the grip, 78 miles an hour. So look how he gets him on the depth of the pitch, but also way out in front, anticipating a harder breaking ball. And that one, he kind of pulled the string up.
Wilson Ramos, a couple of strikeouts tonight. Strike 1.
And he's had a hard time here with Darvish. In the sequencing, number 1 and number 2, you wonder if he's picking the ball well up out of the hand of the Rangers starter.
Stairs.
He's getting a chance here to see him, though, for the 3rd time, and much better idea this go around than the 2 previous.
Chopper down to 3rd. Oh, what a pickup by Beltre. And the throw scooped over there by Gallo. Ramos out. Rays finished in the 6th, but a leadoff home run from Corey Dickerson, lifting that fastball out of here to center field. And the Rays have taken a 2-1 lead. It was on this day in 2015. Nathan Carnes had his first career hit go for the solo home run. Turned out to be the only run of the game, and Carnes became the first Major League rookie pitcher to homer for the only run of a 1-0 victory in 136 years since Harry McCormick did it for the Syracuse Stars against the Boston Red Caps in July of 1879. The fact that a home run was hit in a game back then was a big deal.
Yeah, right? 1879. I remember that game. Wow. Well, not that game. It was the Nate Carnes game.
I was going to say, boy, that was quite a rivalry between Syracuse and the Red Caps back then.
How about that? They go from the Red Caps to the Red Sox. I don't know where that change came from.
Strike to Elvis Andrus.
I'm sure that you'll have the answer.
You have to check that out.
Yeah.
See.
Yeah. Red Caps, Red Sox. Speaking of which, the team that the Rays are eyeballing down here at the top of the division.
Oh, tap down to third. Longoria got his glove to stop it, but could not make the play on it. And Andrus is aboard. Well, Cobb had retired 11 in a row and 16 of 17 until Andrus reaches here on the infield hit to start the 7th.
And wouldn't it be Elvis Andrus that gets it done? He's the guy that has had really good numbers here against the Rays. And Evan Longoria, that ball just kind of in and out of the glove as he's ranging to his left. Almost got underneath it. A difficult play. This is one of the guys that will run, so you're going to have to keep your eye on him.
Now, third in the league in steals, 20 out of 27. Nomar Mazara at the plate, 0 for 2. And he goes for the first one and skies it toward the left field line. Dickerson, that ball still fair, makes the catch, and the throw headed back into second with Andrus remaining at first. Well, 1 out, 1 pitch following the infield hit. And Adrian Beltre will be the hitter, 0 for 2. We mentioned he's 15 hits away from 3,000. His career hit number 1,000 came against Tampa Bay off right-hander Chad Orvella back in June of 05. Now he's closing in on 3,000. Beltre, ground ball. Beckham will step on the bag and throw to first after corralling that hard-hit ground ball. And the Rays get the double play to erase the leadoff infield hit. Turned out to be a 4-pitch inning for Cobb. And we're in the middle of the seventh inning stretch time. Rays 2, Texas 1. One. First, the St. Louis Cardinals meet the Cubs, followed by Adrian Beltre and the Rangers taking on Evan Longoria and the Rays. Major League Baseball Saturday starting at 4 Eastern on FS1. Quick top half of the 7th inning, just 4 pitches for Cobb, and he was fired up on that double play turned by Beckham. And Brad Miller, who got the Rays on the board with a home run in the 4th inning, will open the bottom of the 7th. Miller and Dickerson have hit the home runs off Darvish. And a big cut and a miss. One. That long home run to center field.
Fastball meant to be in, probably with a little bit more elevation. And Brad Miller got the Rays on, tied the game up there. Of course, Corey Dickerson would give them the lead. That's where it stands.
1 ball, 1 strike. It's 1-2. Well, Miller last year with that breakout power season, and he represents big time power in the Rays lineup.
Yeah, and getting him back from the disabled list, swinging the bat better than he did earlier in the season. Just another potent weapon for the Rays in this lineup that's already pretty thick. You start to look through there, and the amount of production from top to bottom.
It's going to be fouled just outside of first. Holds the count of the ball, 2 strikes. And a swing and a miss. The first out here in the 7th. 10 strikeouts for Darvish tonight. Powered him up.
Yeah, I mean, that one, again, it's not like he's elevating at the letters and getting these swings and misses. A lot of these pitches are around the belt, maybe a little above, but it's been pretty consistent all night. 2 of them that have been left out over the plate and down. Middle down to Dickerson, down and in to Brad Miller have cost Darvish. Other than that, he's been fantastic.
Beckham, there's a strike. This is the 4th time this year Darvish has accumulated 10 strikeouts in a game. Beckham down 0-2. Strikeouts per 9 innings. Yu Darvish at the top of that list, just over 11. How about those arms? Strasburg, Rodriguez, Sale, Scherzer following Darvish. The active leaders and strikeouts.
And Francisco Rodriguez no longer really probably capable of putting up those kind of numbers. But yeah, when you're talking about, you get to a strikeout an inning, it's impressive. You get over 11 per 9. Wow. That's knowing how to put a guy away.
Yeah, Rodriguez doing a different kind of magic with that off speed.
Yeah.
That's a cut to miss. The 11th strikeout.
Right fielder, number 2, Shane Peterson.
10 of these 11 strikeouts have been swinging strikes.
Yeah, and this one a little bit more understandable. You got that fastball that is letter high that's out over the heart of the plate. Those are just impossible to get up to. That one tough to even foul off. Those are a lot of strikes. I mean, he comes right at you, pounds the zone, does not mess around.
Base is empty. Shane Peterson now in the batter's box. Strike one. One called third strike was on Wilson Ramos back in the 1st inning. Everything else swinging. Popped back into center. Gomez stops and makes the catch, and the Rays are up and down. 1, 2, 3. We head into the 8th. 2-1 Tampa Bay. 2-1 ball game. Elvis Andrus opened with a home run in the first inning. The Rays tied it in the fourth on Brad Miller's long home run to center field and took the lead in the sixth when Torrey Dickerson hit the first pitch he saw to open the bottom of the inning. And it's 2-1. Mike Napoli will open the eighth. Napoli 0 for 2, a couple strikeouts. A pitch away and to the backstop, 1-0. He is 2 of the 4 strikeouts recorded by Cobb. Brad Boxberger up in the bullpen. Cobb starting this inning with 81 pitches, now up to 82. Strike 1-1. Napoli with 7 of those 21 home runs in July.
Well, he's the one guy on this road trip. This is the third city of a 3-city road trip that's been swinging the bat well for the Rangers.
Down to third. Longoria to his left and has plenty of time to make that play. So the leadoff man in the eighth retired. Take a look at both Cobb and Darvish and what they've done on the Quicken Loans rocket arms. 7 1/3 now for Cobb. A run on 3 hits. Darvish 7 innings, 2 runs on 3 hits. Big strikeout night for Darvish. 1 walk, no walks for Cobb with 4 strikeouts.
You know, those 2 lines show you that there are different ways to get the same job done. And if you look at the scoreboard right now, Alex Cobb out in the driver's seat, even though as far as the numbers that wow you, the big strikeout numbers reside with you, Darvish. But we talked about Alex Cobb and his pitch ability, and that's what it's been here tonight. Got some help with the defense and defensive positioning, but he has also thrown the ball extremely well, used the entire strike zone in and out, mostly down, occasionally up.
A strike to Rougned Odor. It's amazing how you can take 2 clubs who spend a great amount of time hitting home runs, striking out and walking. And what we've had here is a throwback game, a 2-1 game in the eighth.
Yeah.
Dominated by Cobb and Darvish and the long ball.
I'll tell you the other thing that Alex has done against this very aggressive lineup who's been struggling, a great job of pitching backwards. You know, early off speed. Split changeup tonight, taking a bigger, role than it has really all season long, and he went to it early. He started throwing that pitch in the first inning. There are starts where we may not see it till the 4th or 5th, but it was early and often tonight.
2-1 to count. From a personal note, I was a kid at the old ballpark in St. Louis, saw the Giants and the Cardinals play. Bob Gibson and Juan Marichal, Chuck Hiller and Duke Snyder playing for the Giants opened with back-to-back home runs off Gibson. Kenny Boyer hit a home run for St. Louis in the 4th, and the game ended 2-1. So not unlike this game here, it's 2-1 on home runs and 2 brilliant jobs by these right-handers, Cobb and Darvish. 2-2 the count on Odor. High popper. Boy, that is up there among the rigging. Coming down to first. Morrison backs up and drops it. Boy, that was a tough play to try to track that thing up into the ceiling. Didn't touch anything up there. But boy, difficult to track. And Odor is aboard. High pop up, and that's going to go as an error on Morrison. Only his 3rd of the year.
Oh, right there, he had a beat on it, following it back, and as he backs up, that ball right off the thumb of the glove. That was up there for a long time.
So a base runner for Texas with Jonathan Lucroy. Lucroy at the plate, and that pitch just missed. 1-0. Andrus opened the 7th inning with an infield hit, and Cobb got Beltre to ground into a double play. I'd like to do the same with Lucroy. And a close pitch again for ball 2. Boy, that didn't miss by much. Gonzalez on deck. Lucroy tends to hit the ball in the air a little bit more, but he's grounded out twice tonight, the second and short. Either one would do here. Over to first, and Odor is back in.
Well, Alex Cobb does have 5 pickoffs. There's an awful lot of action on the base paths with Alex, but 5 pickoffs, and he's gotten some pretty good base stealers. That lead right there by Odor, not very big. May not even be that big after that throw over. Quick feet. Alex has quick feet. He's pretty accurate with his throws.
High fly ball into left. Dickerson is there and makes the catch. 2 gone. Odor back in at first. Carlos Gonzalez will be the hitter. Gonzalez had the hit in the 3rd. That was the ground ball that struck Marvin Hudson, the third base umpire, well behind the third base bag. And Gonzalez grounded out the 3rd and the 6th. And a cut and a miss. A little late on that fastball.
One thought was to try to drive that ball out of here, and Alex put some heat on it, and Gomez a little bit long with that swing.
Covered up by Ramos. Texas got the run in the 1st on the Andrus home run. Brad Miller's homer tied it in the 4th. Corey Dickerson's home run in the 6th has given the Rays the lead. We're now in the 8th. In on him, and it's fouled away. 1-2. Cobb right now at 95 pitches.
Been under control all game long, and that's why he's been able to get deep once again into a ball game. Kevin Cash has the confidence to stay with him.
The 1-2. Ground ball shortstop. Echeverria to second to Beckham. Texas out in the 8th with a man left. Rays lead 2-1. your Gulf Coast Honda dealers. Rays lead this one, coming in to hit in the bottom of the 8th, 2-1. Here's what's coming up Sunday on Rays Live, the pregame show presented by your Gulf Coast Honda dealers. Okay, go to Rizzi. Will be on the hill. We'll hear from him, and the rest of us will break down Adrian Beltre's career, Hall of Fame bound career. Tomorrow, FS1 covering the middle game of this series. Chavarria takes the first pitch in the bottom of the 8th, too close for a ball. 1-0. Claudio, the left-hander, up in the bullpen. And by the way, the Rangers have had to get creative late in games with their bullpen.
Well, it started off, Sam Dyson was a closer out of the gate, and 2 of the first 3 losses for the Rangers, they were swept by the Indians, and Dyson took the loss in both of those, so the situation already shaky. And then of course Matt Bush took that rollover for a time, and now like you said, it's a mix or match type of situation. It's all about the matchup, and there's no clearly defined closer now for the Rangers. You think Keone Kela, coming back off the disabled list, is probably going to get first crack at it if Bannister's ever put in that position again.
Kela was just activated yesterday. Two balls, 2 strikes here to Echeverria. Darvish at 90 pitches. Alex Colomé up in the bullpen. Down to third on the short hop. Beltre throws high, but right down on the bag comes Gallo. And that's out number 1 in the home half of the 8th. Rays pitchers strike out 10 hitters during a home game. Visit CanesStrikeout.com and pick up the printed home voucher to take to any Canes furniture store within 7 days and receive a coupon for a free Whopper sandwich combo meal from Burger King. Malik Smith up for the 4th time. Reached on an error his first time and managed to pick up a stolen base. Officially 0 for 3. And the pitch is a ball low. Fly ball back into left. Pretty well tagged. And that ball's going to go. Home run to the opposite field for Malik Smith. And the Rays pick up another run to make it 3-1. Second home run of the year for Malik Smith. He reached out and hit that one into the seats in left center field.
Another home run off Yu Darvish. That's the 3rd of the ball game. All the scoring via the home run. And who would have thought Malik Smith to left field, opposite field blast by the Rays leadoff hitter. Fastball stays out over the plate. He got into it. I'm going to tell you, that ball came off the bat hot. You'll see it right here with plenty of carry. That's an impressive shot there by the Rays leadoff hitter.
Here's Dickerson taking a strike. Malik Smith belting his 2nd home run. Two. First time this year Darvish has given up as many as 3 home runs in a single outing. This one is popped up short right center, and Odor cannot corral it, and into second base goes Dickerson. Dickerson winds up at second. They had Chu and Gomez coming in, Odor out.
Nobody took charge. Nobody took charge, and I think Odor thought that that ball was far enough out there that an outfielder was going to come in and save the day, whether that's going to be Gomez or Chu. This ball skied, as you're going to see right there, way up. And Odor took a peek over at Shin-Soo Choo right here. Like, are you going to, not going to get there. And Chu was kind of waiting on Odor. Nobody really taking charge there. And Corey Dickerson gets that double.
Well, a reminder coming up, Rays Live, the postgame presented by WB Mason. Rich and Orestes will be hosting. Kevin Cash will be along with his press conference. And Alex Cordry will have interviews from the clubhouse. Well, the Rays with another run home in the 8th, and now Borges will run for Dickerson. Suddenly Dickerson has a 3-hit night. He's 3 for 4. And Borges is now running for him. Longoria with Borges the runner. Going outside 1-0. When chopped to the infield, Odor to first, close over there, and they just do get Longoria. Odor from the shortstop side of the bag made the play.
You know, and there was a hesitation there by Odor. He almost took too long to throw that ball, almost, staring at Peter Borges to see if he was going to round third base and go a little bit too far. Look at him, looking. Now he realizes, I got to get it over there, and Evan almost beat that out.
So Borges now at third with 2 gone for Logan Morrison. Rays have added a run on the Malik Smith home run.
All of these infielders around the game, they have little internal clocks on when they got to get rid of the baseball. But the Rangers don't see a lot of the Rays, and the one thing that we've noted all season is how the Rays get out of the box and run hard to first base. More so than any other team that we've seen 1 through 9 in a lineup.
Yep, they do that. The reason they're a fun team to watch.
Yeah.
There's great effort by this team. Alex Smith giving the Rays a run with his home run to left center. His first home run came against Oakland here back in June. Hit it off Andrew Triggs. Homered off Darvish tonight. Swing and a miss at the fastball up. 0-2. Eleven strikeouts tonight for Darvish, now at 100 pitches.
Look at that strike percentage. 77% strikes.
That's out of sight.
It is.
You get average 63, somewhere around there. 77. Morrison did go. He's out on strikes. So the Rays will leave a man, but they pick up another run on the Malik Smith home run. And we're headed into the 9th inning with the Rays leading 3-1. And Alex Cobb has been right on target tonight, allowing just the 1 run on the Elvis Andrus first inning home run. And to this point, through 8 innings, he's made 96 pitches. Only 1 man left on base through 8 innings for Texas.
It's been clean. It's been very clean by Alex Cobb, and he certainly has deserved this opportunity to go out there and at least start the 9th inning. Pitch counts under control. He's been effective all night long.
All of that, the Bonefish catch of the game. And here we go. Joey Gallo to open the 9th inning. The Rays have Borges in center and Smith in left now. And the first pitch is a ball a little bit high. That's Peter Borges, who entered as a pinch runner. And Smith moving from center to left. There's a shot toward right center field. That's going to get by Peterson. He'll play the carom, and Gallo is in at second with a leadoff double. The 4th hit tonight for Texas.
Number 17, Shin-Soo Choo.
Joey Gallo got a breaking ball right here. You see, this pitch is going to stay away, but it stays up. And Gallo's a strong guy. Talked about his 22 home runs, and he's able to get it out there far enough into the gap to get it to the wall and give the Rangers an immediate chance here. How big is that home run now?
Absolutely. And other than the home run by Andrus in the first, this is only the 2nd man to reach second base. Andrus passed it on his way around the bases, and now the double by Gallo. Here's the top of the order, Shin-Soo Choo. He sends a fly ball into left. Back goes Smith, and that's going to get out of here. Shin-Soo Choo on the first pitch homers to the opposite field, and just like that, this game is tied. 14th home run of the year for Shin-Soo Choo. A double by Gallo and an opposite field home run by Choo.
How about that? The split change. It stayed up and away, and Shin-Soo Choo, who would have thought here late in the game, the leadoff hitters going opposite field for big home runs, and that's one's going to tie it and end the night of Alex Cobb. How unfortunate.
So the Rays make the call to the bullpen, brought to you by the Florida Lottery. Lottery presents the Family of the Week for life scratch-offs, with a top prize of $5,000 a week every week for the rest of your life. The longer you live, the more you keep winning. That's Winfinity. Must be 18 or older to play. Play responsibly. Alex Colomé, the new pitcher, he faces Elvis Andrews. And the pitch outside, 1-0.
I don't think anybody saw that coming.
Not at all. And suddenly the game tied. So Alex Cobb works 8 innings plus 2 hitters in the ninth, gives up 3 runs, 5 hits, 2 home runs, 99 pitches tonight.
And knowing the type of competitor that Alex Cobb is, and I think that shot of him said it all. You can imagine how livid he is.
Echeverria under this pop-up. He makes the catch. Andrews retired. Well, Gallo hit the second pitch of the inning into the gap in right center for a double.
Yeah, just a curveball that was away, but had a little bit of elevation to it. And Gallo's strong enough to get it out of there. And then a hanging change up there, the split change, and Shin Soo Choo all over it. Lines that ball very similar to the home run that Malin Smith hit. And he gets it over the wall out there and ties this game in a matter of, I mean, lickety split.
Yeah, 3 pitches.
Yeah. And you sit there and wonder, how in the world did it get away so quickly? And I'll tell you, we don't see very many pitchers, especially here with the Rays, get the opportunity to go out for a complete game, or at least to start the 9th inning. And Alex Cobb, and deservedly so, got to go out there. And just like you said, in a matter of 3 pitches, it's tied up, and here you go.
Well, and the pitch that got him all 4 strikeouts and was working tonight better than perhaps any other night up until the 9th. That's the pitch that, when it did not dip, was hit out.
It was the first one, that these hitters stayed on. Even when earlier in the game, when he threw a split change that didn't have that same kind of finish, the hitters were out in front. The change of speed got him, but Choo let that ball travel, and then still strong enough to shoot it out to left field. You got to really feel for Alex.
1-2 the count on Nomar Mazara. Beltre is on deck. Colomé in his 42nd game. He will not be trying to save this one. He's trying to hold Texas and then see if his teammates can win it for him. And a cut and a miss. Mazara out on strikes. 2 up, 2 down. Now Beltre.
Number 29, Adrian Beltre.
Beltre's line to second, grounded out to Beckham on the shortstop side of second. Sends a fly ball up the right side. After it is Peterson, but it's going to fall out of reach. Strike 1. Beltre, the last time up, grounded into a double play started by Beckham. This one is fouled again, out of play. 0-2. Beltre broke into the big leagues when Colomé was 10 years old.
Kind of puts it in perspective.
1-2, and now Colomé, who hails from the Dominican Republic, as does Beltre, facing each other here in the 9th inning. Tie game. the dirt. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Trying to put him away with that off-speed delivery. Just yanks it in the dirt, trying to make the perfect pitch here to Beltre, a guy that has obvious power, 453 career home runs. Good battle going on.
Line drive into right. That's a base hit. Peterson makes the pickup. A 2-out single. And Mike Napoli will be the hitter. And as we mentioned earlier tonight, he's one guy this month in this Texas lineup who has been hitting with power recently. Base hit for Beltre leaves him 14 short of 3,000. Napoli 0 for 3 tonight against Cobb. Takes the first pitch for a strike. Napoli 1 of 6 lifetime against Colomé. 0-2. Down to third, foul ball. Count holds 0-2. Home runs accounting for all the runs. Andrews a solo homer. Miller, Dickerson, and Malik Smith hit solo homers for the Rays. Chu, a 2-run homer here in the 9th for Texas. The 0-2 into the dirt and a good stop by Ramos.
Yeah, those become very important because you're talking about one that gets away, a move up into scoring position by Adrian Beltre. But Wilson Ramos has really earned the trust of his pitching staff with his ability to block and smother pitches and keep them close.
Asking for time, granted by Mike Estabrook. The 1-2. It's up. Fastball mid-90s. 2-2. So Odor on deck. Miss there.
Mike Napoli showing some restraint. A guy who likes to swing the bat. That awfully close. Does not follow it out of the zone. That's a good take.
3-2. Runner breaks and ball 4. So Beltre moves to second as Napoli draws the walk. And now it will be Rougned Odor
Well, I'll tell you, a couple of very good takes there by Mike Napoli and a high quality at bat against Alex Colomé. 2 strikes, and he's able to lay off the pitch down, and then this one cutting off of the edge right at the top of the zone. And that's a well-deserved and well-earned walk.
Odor reached on the Morrison error in the 8th inning, otherwise 0 for 3. And he's 0 for 3 against Colomé in his career. Swing and a miss. Strike 1. Texas tied the game quickly, and with 2 outs, they threaten again. It's 1-1. Colomé retired the first 2 men, Andres and Mazzara. Took care of them on 7 pitches. A single on a 2-2 pitch to Beltre. And a full count walk to Napoli. 1-1 to Odor. There's strike 2.
A little backdoor cutter there by Colomé. Sometimes that pitch will appear to be a slider with a little more depth. Other times the movement very subtle, but that was high quality. Started off the edge, catch the outside corner, get the upper hand in the count.
Now the 1-2. The ground ball. Echeverria has it, and the throw to first in time. Now the damage limited to the 2 runs on the homer by Chu. Wilson Ramos will lead off the bottom of the 9th in this tie game. Network now in its 75th year of broadcasting to American military personnel overseas in more than 170 countries and naval ships at sea. Welcome to those watching tonight. We salute you and thank you for your service. We go to the bottom of the 9th inning. 3-3 ball game. The Rays will have Wilson Ramos to lead it off, and he will be facing the left-hander Alex Claudio. He gives you a little different look.
Certainly does. And another one of those extreme arm angle guys from the left side, 48 2/3. 10 walks to go along with 33 strikeouts. He has picked up a couple of saves here for the Rangers. And then he comes into this situation to face a right-hander Ramos with Brad Miller awaiting on deck.
Well, here we go. Ramos 0 for 3 tonight. Darvish worked 8 innings, had 12 strikeouts with 1 walk, 3 runs, 5 hits, 3 of those home runs. And Ramos takes the pitch for ball 1. Claudio, when he's in there, normally does it at an economic pace. Not a lot of pitches from him. Count 1-1. Toward third. Beltre makes the throw to first. Ramos is out number 1 in the bottom of the 9th. And it will be Brad Miller to face the left-hander Claudio.
Brad Miller, a good low ball hitter. And you've got Claudio out there, that lefty, tries to work that ball down in the zone. Because of the arm angle, he's able to get the ground ball like he just did with Wilson Ramos. The key for Brad Miller in this at-bat is to stay in there, to stay buried in there and keep that front side from flailing against Claudio. There was a fastball down and in that he juiced out to center field. That would get the home run parade started for the Rays, the first of 3.
At 87, that fastball is in there for a strike. And a ground ball down to third. Beltre up with this one. He's handled both these ground balls in the 9th. So he's been busy tonight. He's handled 8 ground balls down there.
And apologizing. You know, Adrian Beltre has that arm angle. It's a little bit lower than a lot of guys. He prefers it down there, but that pitch or that throw sailed on him a little bit, and that forced Gallo to catch and make the tag on Brad Miller.
Beckham swinging and missing. Strike 1.
And this is what we're talking about. The arm action and then the throw over there to Joey Gallo. Fielded plenty of time. A little bit lower. That ball sails. Going to make the tag and then issue the apology from across the diamond.
It's away. 1 ball, 1 strike. Two balls and a strike. 12 strikeouts by Darvish tonight. Claudio working here in the 9th. And there's ball 3, 3-1. Rays drew 1 walk-off Darvish. So for the Rays tonight, and the Rays retired 12 strikeouts and 8 third to first, Beltre to Gallo, and then 6 other outs scattered among the lineup. 3-1 the count to Beckham. Fouls it back.
He got one to handle there. He got one to handle there from Claudio that stayed flat, and it was out over the plate in a 3-1 count.
Such a different angle, though.
Yeah. You don't see it very often.
Three-two, and he's out front, pops it into short left, and Mazzara makes the catch. 3 up, 3 down. We're headed into extra innings. On to the 10th we go. 3-3. A tie ball game. Elvis Andrus opened this contest with a home run in the first. Second hitter up. Brad Miller with 2 outs and the bases empty in the 4th. Tied it with a home run connecting off Yu Darvish. Corey Dickerson gave the Rays a 2-1 lead with his 18th home run of the year. And in the 8th, it was Malik Smith belting one to left center field, making it 3-1. First time this year, Darvish had given up 3 home runs in a game, but Sin-Shu Chu hit a 2-run home run following a double by Gallo to open the 9th to tie it. So we head into the 10th inning. Colomé got credit for a full inning in the 9th, and now Brad Boxberger is on. He'll be facing Jonathan Lucroy, the catcher. Takes first pitch high. Gomez next, and then Gallo. Open in 2-0. How about this for Texas? Through the first 8 innings, they were 3 for 26 with a solo home run. In the top of the 9th, they were 3 for 6 with a double and a 2-run home run.
That's the one thing about baseball. No time limit. You've got to get those 27 outs. And we've seen the Rays do it to other teams plenty of times. A resilient bunch. You always saw the other night down to their Wilson Ramos, a 2-out base hit, and then the Rays would go to work and pull out a victory. But Sometimes those last 3 outs can be so difficult to get, and that right there is not what the Rays wanted.
4-pitch walk to Lucroy. Well, Cobb didn't walk anybody tonight. Colomé getting credit for the full inning, gave up a single and a walk, and now a walk to Lucroy. And Delino DeShields will run for Lucroy now. So some instant speed aboard at first base for Texas, with DeShields running for Lucroy. Texas 3-4 in extra innings this year. The Rays have gone 7-3. Texas with the leadoff hitter on.
Another stolen base threat, so you've got to keep your eye on him, as Brad Boxberger's doing right there. Anderson DeShields lead the way.
Over that, 19 out of 24. And again to first, his backhand head first. Keep an eye on him over there. Gomez 1 for 3. And he bunts foul. Strike one. And the bunt back toward the mound. Throw to first, and up to second base goes DeShields.
There was a small part of Boxberger. That ball came off the bat. You could hear by the sound. Boxberger thought maybe for a second, you look at second, take a peek, realize that's not the smart play, take the out at first base, and well done there by Gomez, getting the runner into scoring position now here with 1 out.
Yeah, that was potentially big trouble with DeShields running. Now Gallo at the plate. He takes one low.
And you immediately in this matchup, you start thinking about Boxberger's changeup, because Gallo, you know, a do or die type of hitter, always shooting for the home run, a big swing.
That's fouled. 1-1.
And it certainly has started him out with a couple, pitching him backwards. We've seen Brad do that too, kind of lull you to sleep with the changeup, and then boom, powers the fastball right by you. And a ways to go before we get there.
It was Gallo's double. It started the trouble in the 9th. He takes the fastball away. 2-1. Fly ball into right. Peterson makes the catch. Tag at second. DeShields will go to third. He's there with 2 outs. And we'll go back to the top of the lineup now. Shin-Soo Choo, who hit the 2-run home run in the 9th to tie this game. Came on the first pitch he saw from Cobb in that at bat.
Well, off speed, the changeup that stayed up and away. He was strong enough to power it out to left field, and within the 3 pitches of that inning, Alex Cobb
waved Chu to first on the intentional walk. And Elvis Andrus, the right-handed hitter, will be up.
Well, Elvis Andrus 2 for 4 here tonight, 8 out of 14 against the Rays earlier in the series in May.
Pitch a fastball and starts him wide with it. 1-0.
You got an open right side. You got Tim Beckham kind of shading up the middle. Logan Morrison holding Chu on.
And a snap, throw down to first. Oh, they almost picked him off. Boy, I'll tell you, Ramos came very close to picking Chu right off first base there.
You've got to be so careful with Ramos and Sucre, for that matter, behind the plate. Getting an aggressive secondary lead, you put yourself at risk if you're not getting back right away.
Chad Whitson on the call, and he did get back in there and kept his hand in contact with the bag. One. 2 balls and a strike. Andrus opened the scoring with his first inning home run. Had an infield hit in the 7th. Is 2 for 4. 0 for 3 in his career against Boxberger. Batting now in a 3-3 tie. Men at first and third. Top of the 10th. Fouls it back. Boxberger's fastball. 2-2.
Andrus talking to himself after that too, because he got a pretty good pitch. 2-1. There it is.
That's a foul ball. Broke his bat. Toward the bullpen. There's that foul ball. Rays led 3-1 going into the 9th. Quick strike on a double by Gallo and a home run by Chu tied it. We're now in the 10th. Shields, the runner at third, Chu's at first. 2-2 the count on Andrus. Ground ball and a great stop. Longoria trying to get the throw away, does, but not in time, and the run will score. DeShields scores. What a great stop by Longoria, but not in a position to get much of a throw away. He tried it anyway, and Texas takes the lead 4-3.
Did not think that he was going to be able to get to that to start out with. And you're right. Watch this play by Evan. Ball ripped. The dive. And just could not, his body position just could not get enough on the throw. Nothing you could do right there.
Texas takes the lead, and now Mazzara. Pitch is wide. Third hit of the night for Andrus. Home run and what turns out to be 2 infield hits to third. 2-0 the count to the Texas left fielder. The leadoff walk has come back to bite the Rays. 2-1.
As it so often does. Leadoff walks late in games, especially when you start to employ some strategy. Get the bunt down, get him into scoring position, and here you are.
2-2, Mazzara out in front. Chu at second, Andrus at first. The chop to third. Longoria over to first. That takes care of Mazzara. But the Rays will come into hit in the bottom of the 10th. Down by one. Shane Peterson to lead it off. Top half to take a 4-3 lead. Robinson Chirinos will take over behind the plate. And Lucroy was lifted for the pinch runner. And as we go to the Rays half of the 10th, Steven Souza Jr., who was not in the starting lineup, will pinch hit. Souza left the game Wednesday in Oakland with a left hip strain, and he will pinch hit against the left-hander Claudio. Claudio made 11 pitches in the 9th inning and out to start the 10th. The pitch is fouled. No play up the right side, strike one. So Souza Jr. hitting for the left-handed bat of Peterson against the lefty. One ball, one strike. Claudio got 2 ground balls and a fly ball in the 9th. Tommy Hunter loosening in the Rays bullpen. And 2-1. Echeverria on deck. Fouled up the right side, out of play, takes the count to 2-2. Takes it all the way out to 3 balls, 2 strikes. Souza Jr. has worked the count full. And he hits it on the ground, base hit into left, through the left side. And the Rays put the leadoff man aboard with a pinch hit single from Souza Jr. Now there's a base runner.
Well, just like the Rangers did in their top half of the inning. Rays that ball down and away. That's where Claudio can get the ball. Get a guy to pound it into the ground. He did just that, but with Adrian Beltre playing over there close to the line, no doubles, he's able to sneak it through the hole into left field and making sure that leg stays nice and loose here. Gonna need his speed on the base paths.
Clark up throwing in the bullpen for Texas. It's been a combination of arms for Texas late in their bullpen.
Oh, this is where they are vulnerable.
Here's Echeverria. And he bunts. And that ball gets the call by Estabrook as Texas went down to second. He called it fair. And Texas gets the double play. That ball right in front of the plate. There was a little mix up there, but Estabrook clearly called it fair. And Chirinos went down to second to get the double play.
Well, he got to it so quickly. It's a great view of it. He gets it down. That's absolutely a fair ball. And
a little contact there. Echeverria trying to get out of the batter's box, and that's a 2-6-3 double play.
Right there, he gets rid of it, sees everything happening out in front of him, and then Echeverria with that at home plate. And Souza Jr. going in old school style right there to get Elvis Andrus. Got to force that bad throw and not able to do it.
So a 2-6-3 double play on the sacrifice attempt. And Plouffe will pinch hit now for Smith and shoots one toward the gap in left center field. Mazzari is there and he makes the catch, and that's going to end this game. A line drive off the bat of Plouffe. And this one is over. Texas in 10 wins it 4-3. Claudio the winner, Boxberger the loser. For Brian Anderson and Alex Cordry, Dwayne Stats, hope you've enjoyed the telecast. If not the outcome, a 10-inning final, 4-3 Texas over the Rays. Rays Live, the postgame, presented by WB Mason next.